zeig mir den Weg in die Kinemathek. Frag nicht warum, zeig mir den Weg in die Kinemathek zu Foodtopia, ja, ja, Foodtopia. Komm auch du in die Kinemathek, Essen lecker und vegan, lecker und vegan. Komm auch du, komm und schau's dir an.
Hi and welcome to Foodtopia. As a part of the Europäische Kulturtage in Karlsruhe, the European Cultural Days in Karlsruhe, every day we'll be cooking between 11 and 12 o'clock here at Kinemathek, and it will be live streamed over YouTube. If you would like to order any of the food, you can order online, that's Vorbestellung online, and then you can come pick up your lunch. If you can, please try and bring a container with you. And you'll also get a picnic mat, and you can go and enjoy the sun today. It's a beautiful day, yay! Finally, I'm Christy, and today I'll be cooking with sweet potatoes again, like last time. I love sweet potatoes. And I'll be making roasted sweet potatoes with spiced chickpeas, with a tahini sauce, a side salad, and then I'm going to show you how to make mousse au chocolat, chocolate mousse, using the chickpea water, which is otherwise called aquafaba. And yeah, I'll show you how that's done, and hopefully it works out. So, first of all, I'm just bringing this water to the boil so we can get the chocolate melting. I have here some dark chocolate. Everything's vegan, so this is vegan. And when the water cooks, I'm gonna make like a bain-marie and melt the chocolate. The oven's preheated. That's very important that you preheat the oven first. So it's on about 200 degrees. You can use a fan or without fan. And we'll prepare the sweet potatoes while waiting for the water to cook. So these have been washed. I don't take the skin off, so they'll just stay whole. Meaning with the skin, but we will cut them in half. So I'm going to cut them in half and get them in the oven. So sweet potatoes come in all different shapes and sizes. So you just got to work with whatever you get, really. As I said last time, sweet potatoes are coming into season in Germany. Unlike regular potatoes, they're a warm climate potato, so anything below 10 degrees and they don't like. So that's why now in spring you'll see them more available in the shops and on the market. Okay, so that's boiling now. I'm just going to swap this over here. So it's important when you melt chocolate that no liquid goes into the chocolate, because that'll make the chocolate seize. If that happens, you can usually add some oil to remedy it, but it doesn't always work. So just got the water cooking, and I've got the chocolate sitting on top. I'll just turn the heat down a little bit, and we'll get that melting. While that melts, it's still hot, I'm going to put the sweet potatoes on this tray I've prepared. Okay, now it's off. Good. Drizzle them with some olive oil. It's not 100% necessary, it just adds a little bit more flavor. You can also do it without oil. A little bit of salt. Just going to use my fingers to rub some potatoes and then put them face down. gonna wipe my hands. Okay, and I'll put these in the oven. They'll take about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Good to check them. Whoa. Already got some in there that are cooking nicely. Okay, just check the chocolate. It's gonna take a little bit longer. So when you do a bain-marie like this, you shouldn't have a lid. If you have a lid on there, then what happens is the steam that is created will drip down into the chocolate, and then the chocolate will seize together. So it's important to do it without a lid. Okay. We're going to prepare the tahini sauce. So here I've got some ginger. I've already grated it. So some fresh ginger. Put about a teaspoon. So this is for about 4 people. Tahini is, this is sesamus, which is sesame seed paste. So it's just, that's all it is. It's just ground sesame seeds. So just give that a stir. Maybe I'll move it here. I always like to make more of this sauce because it's delicious. Put some tamari. So tamari is a type of soy sauce. It's gluten-free, so it's got no wheat in there. Today I'm also using ahorn syrup, maple syrup for sweetening. And some lime juice. Probably enough. So when you add liquid to tahini, it usually gets quite thick, and if you want it to become more runny, which I do, I'm going to add a little bit of warm water. And that helps it to relax and makes it more like a sauce. Check the chocolate. So that looks good. I'm going to baste it. That's good. Okay. So we'll put that aside for now. And then we're using chickpeas today. I've already strained the liquid from the chickpeas. So these are from a can of chickpeas. You can also, of course, soak your own chickpeas and cook them. But because today I'm going to make chocolate mousse, this is the water that I've reserved. So that's just the water being strained directly from the can. In this case, I feel like it's safer to use a can because of the consistency of the aquafaba. When you make them yourself, if you were to soak them and then cook them, then you'll have to try and whip it, and if it doesn't work, you have to reduce the water or cook it down to make it thicker. So this is just a little bit more of a fail-proof way to get your aquafaba whipping properly. So we're going to spice the chickpeas now. So I'm going to put a few different spices together and then toss the chickpeas in. What am I going to use first? I think some coriander. So just half a teaspoon of coriander. This is ground coriander. A teaspoon of dried garlic. It's got a little bit of a sweeter taste than fresh. It's not quite as sharp, so let's put it in this. And then Kreuzkümmel, ground cumin, cumin, teaspoon of that. Again, we're going to need some grated ginger, about half a teaspoon. Just move over here. And then some tamari again. A tablespoon. This is all just really how you like it, so you can always change it, make it sweeter or saltier. Although there's maple syrup in it, it's not a sweet dish. Of course, it's a little bit sweeter because of the sweet potatoes. But I wouldn't say it tastes like dessert because of the tahini has a really nutty, savoury flavour. We've got everything. I think that's it. And then put the chickpeas in. Just coat them. Good. Chocolate's not quite there. Of course, you can cut the chocolate in smaller pieces and then it's quicker. Okay, see how the sweet potatoes are going, the ones I put in the oven earlier. Just need a fork. Olga, can you get me a fork, please? So I can, thanks. See if they're ready. Not quite. Okay, while we're waiting for the chocolate to melt, I'm gonna, I'll do it over here so you can see. I'm gonna whip the chickpea water. Chickpea in there. So this usually takes about 7 to 10 minutes. You want it until it forms stiff peaks, so it's really fluffy. really good now. So being vegan, this is a great substitute because usually mousse au chocolat you make it with whipped cream, eggs, sometimes raw eggs. But I recommend, if you're going to put some sugar or some spices in it, to do it after you've whipped it, just to make sure that it's not affected by the whipping. Okay, now I've got some sugar here. I'm going to put in maybe just a tablespoon of sugar. That's optional, of course. You don't have to do that. And I'm going to put in a pinch of cardamom. It's very strong, so not too much. Stirring the chocolate just before it's completely melted. Take it off the heat, otherwise if it overcooks then it can also seize. So taking that off now. Use that. And you can see in the camera that the chocolate is nice and melted. Scrape that down. I'm going to add that to the chickpea water. So this is about 150 grams of chocolate to the water from one 400 gram can of chickpeas. And depending on portion sizes, it should serve at least 4 people. Now what tends to happen is all the chocolate sinks to the bottom. I just put it gently. So you don't have to be that gentle in my experience, but try and mix the chocolate through. All sunk to the bottom, so gotta. Okay, that's nice and mixed through. Don't need that anymore. You could eat it straight away, but I think the texture becomes much nicer if you put it in the fridge for about half an hour. can also whip some coconut cream to go on top. Today I'm just going to grate some chocolate on top. That's already 3. Maybe I'll go by just put this and you can just finish that, do that in the jar, in the fridge. Some chocolate. Okay, so now that'll go in the fridge, and in about half an hour it will be set and ready to eat. Check the sweet potatoes again. So they've been in there. Jin, what's the time?
25.
Sorry, 25. Wie viel Uhr?
24.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so the sweet potatoes have been in the oven now for about half an hour and they're ready. So now I'm going to do the chickpeas and then can serve it up. So on a medium heat that up. To serve, we've got some, you can use any fresh spices. I've got herbs, I've got coriander and parsley and shallot or Frühlingszwiebeln. So we'll chop that up to go on top. Just heat a little bit of oil in the pan. So today's show number 12, Chin. This is today's show number 12. Heute, gell? Or 14. Heute is show number 14. So today's show number 14, so we've got 2 more days, tomorrow and on Sunday. It's also a possibility to pre-order and watch live and also come pick up some food. Should be hot now. Yeah. Spices. while that's cooking or just toasting, you really just want it to caramelize a little bit and just form a bit of a crusty coating on the outside of the chickpeas. I'm going to cut up the shallots. Coriander. Parsley. So today I'm using a mixture of baby spinach and just mixed lettuce leaves. They're just a little bit more tender and just a nice little green component to the meal, which I like. So that's been washed. So these are nearly ready. See all that liquid absorb, caramelize a little bit. Get the sweet potatoes out and then we can serve up. tahini sauce just on top of the sweet potatoes. Be better if they're leaning to each other. A little bit more. And then we'll put some chickpeas on. Oh, it's falling. Okay. For the salad dressing, I'm just going to do really simple. I'm going to put some lime, olive oil, and a little bit of maple syrup. And a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to top with some shallots. And the coriander and parsley. And then just, I think this would also be really nice with some fresh granite apples or pomegranate, but I don't have any today, so I'm going to put a little bit of paprika. Just for the colour, mostly a little bit of its sharp paprika. So I'm going to mix that with a little bit of olive oil. Drizzle that on top. And there you have it. Roasted sweet potatoes with spiced chickpeas, tahini sauce, and a side salad, and then the mousse au chocolat, chocolate mousse that we made earlier. So that's it. Thank you very much. Who's hungry? Yeah, there's one ready. I forgot to put this on top.
Ich hab schon aus.